Hello everyone and welcome to Homestead for a Living. I want to take the opportunity to do a review on this incubator that we just bought. It's the Farm Innovators Inc. company and it's the Pro Series digital incubator. It's a model 4250. And this is not our first one from this company. Our actual first incubator was from this company, and so this is why we bought another one from them, because we really liked it. So just off the bat, before I start kind of doing my review and rundown of it, we do not have any endorsement or anything from them. This is just a product we like, and I thought it'd be helpful to put a review because we've been doing a lot of content on the channel talking about starting a hatchery, so in case anybody's wanting to move forward with it, this is a real cheap, accessible starter model, and so far I really like it. So it's got a nice digital display, which allows you to set the temperature you want it to stay at and set the hatch rate for the days, and then it displays the humidity, which you manually control by adding water. And then it's got digital turning, so these trays, these egg trays here, they turn every, I forget the exact ratio, but they keep them turning so you don't have to manually do that. And they've got the clear display, which is fun. You can keep an eye on your eggs. And that's, oh, then they hold 41 eggs. And this company also offers different kinds of egg trays for different kind of eggs. We've done quail in our previous one. And then you can do chickens and ducks in these ones. And I'm not sure, but they may sell like larger ones for turkeys or something like that. That'd be worth checking out their website, which is farminnovators.com. So while I may be jumping the gun a little bit on reviewing this because we haven't run a full iteration for it, but so far the controls are super easy. Like, you don't have to pop open any instructions. Literally just what's written there is enough to get it up and running. Very simple and accessible. But why I feel okay with doing a review before we've really run a full iteration is because, like I said, we've already used their product. This is one that was given to us. This is the older model, the 4200. I'm not quite sure how old it is. As you can see, it doesn't have the digital displays, and you have to kind of manually tinker with the temperature there. But it did have the same egg turning thing. Our dog actually chewed that cord, so I have to do that manually. But even doing it manually, we still get a great hatch rate with these things. And that other one is much more passive, of course, not having to do that manually. So we've got a really good hatch rate. We've had great success with that. Now the construction on both of these is pretty much the same. It's this styrofoam surrounded by plastic, which is obviously, styrofoam is not necessarily going to be the most long-lasting, hardy thing in the world. But so far, that older one, that was sitting in somebody's barn, and it sat around for a lot of years and got used before being given to us, and there's no damage on it. It's holding up just fine. This one has more plastic around it, the new model, so I feel pretty comfortable, even though it's styrofoam, that it's still going to last a lot of years, particularly because the nature of this is that you have something fragile inside. You're not throwing these things around or beating them up, and it's also that cheap construction that keeps these affordable, and it makes the shipping a lot more affordable because they're lightweight. So knowing that construction is a little cheaper, I'm fine with it. It doesn't seem to cause any problems, and it does bring the price down pretty well. I think it's like 150, 160 bucks for one of these. Very accessible for 41 eggs. If you think about that, even if you didn't have a great hatch rate, let's say you get 30 eggs out of it. Right now, if you can even find chicks, you're going to be paying $4 or $5 a pop. So right there, like, that's about $150 from one single run. That's a great ROI in 21 days to get your money back on a product. So I would really recommend that. If you just want an easy one to start out with. And even if you're looking at doing things on a commercial scale like we are, I still like going with smaller, cheaper units because, first of all, of course, I can do them as I can afford them, but I like to separate out my eggs. You know, we have several breeds here. We have Kookamarans, I want them in one. Americanas, I want them in another, because then we're not getting all mixed up. It's hard to tell chicks apart. And one thing I also like about this is that this is like an American company. Now, I'm not sure if those are made overseas partly or wholly, but at least there's a real company attached, and the reason that really matters is we've got this other one we recently bought, and it's decent. It's got digital display, and it's getting the job done, but it's from some Chinese company where they make it in some Chinese city, and they just ship it unlabeled to different retailers and wholesalers. And so if you have any problem with it, you cannot call the company. You won't even be able to find the company. Whereas these are, you'll actually probably be able to get somebody on the phone and get answers if that's what you're needing. So I do like that about it. Overall, I like this. I think it's very accessible and very easy to use. And anybody looking to start hatching eggs could get away with this. And you can have them shipped right to your house, or you can pick them up. I think Tractor Supply is a retailer that carries a lot of these. So they're really easy to find pretty much anywhere around the country. And I'll go ahead and put a plug in for our own eggs, because we now have fertilized eggs for sale up on our farm website, hollowtopfarms.com, which I'll put a link to in the description. And so what we're mailing out right now is we have Americana. Those are those blue, really pretty eggs. Everyone loves Americanas. They look great in a carton of eggs, and I find they really help sell eggs because they make them colorful, and you just don't find that in the store. And then we have cucamarons, that's these dark speckled ones. And we've chosen to propagate those and sell them because we love the cucamarons. They're a great dual-purpose bird, good foragers, good dual-purpose, good for meat, good egg layers. But what really sets them apart is they're also really docile and friendly. Mine are running out in the yard somewhere right now. But they're extremely friendly to the point they'll come up. Even the rooster will come up and just like he'll eat out of your hand. They'll follow you around the property hoping for a handout. So they're fun to have around and they're easy to work with, and they go back into the coop when I want them to go back in the coop. So we're selling Americanas, we're selling those, and we're selling, I think we just have a mix up for sale on the website of mixed dual purpose, good foraging, basically good all around homestead birds if you want more of a rainbow blend. The birds there would lay many different colors of eggs, so you'd probably get some blue, green, dark brown, light brown. So that's a fun mix, and I think a little bit cheaper than our other ones. But like I said, that's hollowtopfarms.com. We've got it listed, and what we do is if we get an order, we go out to the coop, we get that day's eggs or the ones from the day before and ship them right away. So you'll get them, and you can just pop them right in into an incubator just like that and start your own flock really on a dime. So that's a really fun way to go about things, and this is a fun way to get a sideline going or just build your own flock. Unless you're just working on getting things to go broody, I would recommend every farm have one of these. I think it's not only extremely productive and a great ROI, like I mentioned, but it's also just a lot of fun. It's so much fun waking up to little baby chicks coming out of these things, and we give them to our neighbors, we sell them, we raise them up for meat birds, we increase our laying flock. There's so much you can do. Definitely a lot of fun to have an incubator. So hopefully that's a useful review for everybody if that's what you're looking at getting into. In the meantime, y'all stay safe, be well, and happy homesteading.